Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Just because I can, and I continue with Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
Let's visit Kaidan in the hospital.
One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
So, the nurse tells me you've refused to bathe and you only want to talk to another Asari.
Yes. Can I have a gun?
I'm sorry, no.
Maybe I could be transferred to another hospital then. Someplace unsecured. I could have a gun then, right? And no humans. Wherever you transfer me, it shouldn't have humans.
The humans are our allies. You don't trust them?
No, it's not that. How are my eyes? What color are they right now?
Maybe you could tell me what happened.
Is there a way to make them cycle through the conversation as there was in... Well, I don't think there is, unfortunately for me. So I will have to try and remember to return here, because a couple of those conversations, this one specifically, is actually very heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching? Is that a word? It's very sad. Gut-wrenching, I guess, is what I wanted to say. It's very sad and it's worth experiencing. I think it adds to the game, but I don't think there's a way to make them continue other than leaving and returning. So I'll just have to try and remember to do that at a certain point.
The Council called the invaders Reapers, the same term once used by a disgraced Commander Shepard to refer to a theoretical enemy. The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma Cluster to incoming Reaper forces. Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony has been destroyed by an unknown.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Huerta Memorial Hospital. The human specialist medical officer in charge is Dr. Michel. Also, please note that specialists for all known Citadel species are on call. Please ensure that you observe proper decontamination protocols at all times while in this area.
Where'd the hospital get its name?
It is named after President Christopher Huerta of Earth's United North American States. The donor who requested the tribute expressed the desire to remain anonymous.
You can really cover treatment for any kind of species here?
Huerta Memorial surpasses all requirements needed for any multi-species medical facility. This facility's attendant levels can also replicate the living conditions needed to accommodate other, more exotic species. Aquatic environments, for example, are available on short notice.
What about the medical staff? How do they deal with so many species?
All personnel are required to undergo mandatory and regular psychological evaluations, as well as refresher courses. Hospital administration understands how difficult it can be for staff to deal with such a wide variety of patients. It is imperative they be offered the support needed to retain their current high standards.
What else is in the area?
The Huerta Memorial Hospital has experts from every major race in residency, with many specializing in xenomedicine. The facility works with prestigious medical universities from around the galaxy, offering internships to residents and nurses. With access to cutting-edge technology and support from major pharmaceutical companies, the hospital ensures the best care to its patients.
Any other important areas I should know about?
The Normandy is currently docked in D-24, which is tagged to your biometrics. Docking Bay E-24 has been repurposed into temporary housing to accommodate the recent influx of civilians to the Citadel. If you wish to contact your species' official Citadel representative, please go to Citadel Embassies. The Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was first established at the Citadel.
Thank you.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
Early reports indicate that Earth has fallen to the same...
Shepard, there you are.
Dr. Chakwas, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelter Wards, coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett. I heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with a Cerberus synthetic on Mars. Caden took the worst of it. How's he doing?
Very well, all things considered. I'm impressed with Major Alenko's resilience, as well as Dr. Michel's expertise. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
It's been 6 months, Doctor. How have you been?
Good. I've been fortunate. When they impounded Normandy, the Alliance didn't really know what to do with me. I was never officially part of Cerberus, and I'd gotten a proper leave of absence from my previous post.
So you hadn't technically done anything wrong by joining me to defeat the Collectors?
Yes, though I suppose if you were judged to be a war criminal, I would have been tried as an accessory.
I do think it's nice it would be nice to have her back. You know, she has history with me and parts of my crew and the ship. Although I guess it was a different ship. Well, it's still the same as it was in Mass Effect 2, where she already worked on it, so...
Your place is in Normandy's medbay, not some lab.
I couldn't agree more. You say the word and I'm with you.
The Normandy wouldn't be the same without you, Doctor. Get your things. Docking Bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker is still aboard.
And I'd be surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
Incursions by enemy forces are being reported.
Can't I talk with Michelle? Again, she just went to the other side.
Commander Shepard, good to see you.
Dr. Michelle, it's been a long time. You've come a long way from that small clinic down in the wards.
Because of you, I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't dealt with Fist and his thugs. Now I'm med physician in a Presidium clinic. You gave me this chance. I assume you're here about Major Alenko.
How is Caden doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. He hasn't regained consciousness yet, but his vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see him if you like. He's just down the hall.
This war may leave a lot of injured people homeless. Can the Citadel clinics care for them all?
We're fine now, but I'm worried. Every hospital on the Citadel is preparing for the worst. I hear the docks are tightly controlled, but we just can't leave people floating out there forever.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
We're well stocked now, but I can't say I'm not worried about the future. We've posted guards on our reserves. War profiteering has already begun.
With a center of this size, you must have a lot of direct reports.
We've got 12 full-time doctors and over 50 support staff. It can be overwhelming, quite different from my days in the wards.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive...
Okay, I can buy supplies as well.
Welcome to Huerta.
Sure.
Huerta is a non-profit organization dedicated to the medical needs of all sapient life.
It's actually pretty cheap, so I'll take that. Peruvian whiskey, tasty and medicinal, the perfect gift, smooth and smoky with a hint of heat. Each sip of TM88 has a story to tell, and each glass has a story to inspire. TM88 isn't one of Earth's top-selling beverage exports for nothing. Known for having both a calming influence and the ability to stimulate blood flow, TM88 is the only alcoholic drink endorsed by the medical board of Surkesh. The price includes the deposit. Please recycle. Okay, I'll buy it. I don't remember what it is used for,
Non-profit organization dedicated to the medical needs of all sapient life.
but I'll buy it.
Although the Asari colony is across the galaxy from Paladin and Earth, the invading force appears to be the same that attacked those planets.
Patient statement for now.
That was touch and go. Good work, Dr. Freynick.
Narrow splint's still the best course of action.
I'll see if we have the required spatial bindings. Meet you back here.
Doctor. Didn't expect to see you again so soon.
Well, we need to prescribe you another round of antibiotics.
For when I ship out?
I have some bad news. Your squad applied the Metagel correctly, but infection had already set in by the time they found you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we have to remove your leg below the knee.
What? But... I don't understand. It doesn't even hurt.
It would if we took you off the painkillers, Lieutenant.
Well, would that even be that big of a problem? I'm pretty sure, given the overall state of technology, they would have some pretty damn good prosthetics at this point. Although, I guess maybe they are expensive, or something. Although, again, he's an officer, right? He's a lieutenant in the military, so wouldn't they, like, help him with that? Or maybe even wouldn't his pay, like, be sufficient? Because there are pretty advanced prosthetics even nowadays, but they are really, the good ones are really, really, really expensive. But obviously, this is a totally different universe at this point in Mass Effect compared to now. So, I don't think this is a career-ending injury, actually.
These galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive organized invasion plan.
Hey, Caden. Dunno if you can hear me. But since you can't tell me to get the hell out either, I'm gonna take my chances. Don't die, Caden. You've got to fight. We need you in this. Seeing you in action again, it reminded me you're a hell of a soldier. The Alliance could sure use you. I could use you. You need anything, Doc, let me know. Come on, Caden. Fight. And that's an order.
The Council called the invaders Reapers.
We were deployed to Tiptree. It's a small human colony. We were supposed to help with evac. The enemy was landing. Just scouts, the Turian things, a few of the big ones. We were spread over half the continent, getting colonists to shuttles, wiping out husks.
It sounds like you were doing good work.
Could I have a gun? I'd feel a lot better.
Just tell me what happened at Tiptree.
Okay, so I can make it proceed if I go to this side. I will do it because it's really worth listening to, and I might forget to come back at regular intervals. Maybe it was progressed by me talking to Kaiden, which was seen like a major sort of plot-relevant thing. I'm actually a bit confused right now.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma cluster. Recent intel. Germany has been destroyed by an unknown force. Patients with normalized living conditions may be asked to transfer to our medical center at Secure Ward. Turian space.
We're at this little farm. We killed a few enemy scouts. It's quiet. The shuttle gets called away for support, so I'm there for the night. The humans get me dinner, show me around. One of them, this freckled farm girl, maybe 15. She wants to hear all about what it's like to be a commando.
You were probably the most exciting thing ever to land at her farm.
Yeah. She's saying she wants to be a pilot, and I say that life on a ship is grimy. And she asks if I'd like to use their shower.
Going by my records, you'd been on active duty for more than 3 weeks? Probably no real chance to get clean in all that time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so it's a bit finicky.
Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony has been destroyed by an unknown force. Early reports. Please observe standard quarantine procedures for all incoming visitors in space.
I really don't know how it works. Where do I need to go to make it reset?
He's under attack. Although the Asari colony is across the galaxy from Palaven and Earth, once used by a disgraced Commander Shepard to refer
So I'm in the shower with hot water and everything. And that's when Naira came.
Naira was another Huntress on your ship?
Yeah, a friend. I wanted it to be more than that, but she had a medical condition.
It's okay. It's in the file.
The farm girl calls in to me that another Asari is here. I thought the shuttle had gotten back early. I come out in a towel, and Naira walks through the door. But it wasn't her. Not anymore.
incursions by enemy forces are being reported in Turian colonies. Fighting is said to have reached Palaven. The galaxy from Palaven and Earth, the invading force appears to be the same that attacked those planets. Organized an invasion plan. The invaders were Reapers. Theoretical
Oh, come on.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma cluster to incoming Reaper forces. The entire Batarian hegemony has been Patients with non-life-threatening conditions may be asked to transfer to our medical space. Incursions by enemy forces are being
She's got this
is under attack.
glow.
The Asari colony is across
And
the
the
galaxy
Reapers.
from Palaven and Earth.
They did to her what they do to everyone. She's covered in, I don't know, glowing. She reaches out. Her eyes go black. And she touches one of the farmers, and he just dies. They panic. She rips them apart. Sometimes touching, sometimes opening them up with biotics. The humans are turning into liquid. And I'm there, in my towel with no gun. And husks start pouring through the door.
Goddess.
So I ran.
Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony
Actually,
destroyed by an unknown
I do feel silly because if I am so resolved to hearing the
Commander
entirety of
Shepard.
that,
Please select a destination. One moment, please.
that might be quicker.
Now arriving at docking bay D. One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
I got out of that farm and into the hills. I pulled the farm girl after me. All I wanted to do was live through the night.
Nobody else could have done more.
But morning came and no shuttle. Afternoon and then night, and I'm hiding from husks and those Turian things.
The file says the evacuation team thought your position was overrun.
So after 2 days, I still don't have a gun, because those Turian things, you can't use theirs. I realize that shuttle isn't coming, not unless I get back to the farm and my radio.
And the farm girl?
She was with me. Even killed a few husks. With a stick.
Early reports indicate that Earth has fallen.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please. Now arriving at dock. One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
So you went back to the farm.
We snuck down the hill. We were hungry, filthy. I'd turned the towel into a kind of tunic. They'd cleaned up the bodies to make more husks, I figured. But there were still farmers alive. They were being held prisoner. And Naira was there, directing the other forces. I could see her. I got within 10 meters of her. If I just had my gun.
What happened next?
I got to the prisoners. The farm girl unlocked their restraints, and that's when they all started screaming.
Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony has been destroyed by an unknown force.
Welcome, Commander. One moment, please. Now arriving at docking bay D. One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
The prisoners were indoctrinated.
You think?
And once the alarm was sounded?
Naira's eyes were black. The whole time, not just for a second. You could feel her mind from where I was standing. The humans were in the way, attacking us. I used my biotics. Flung them around. I'd been horrified when Naira tore the farmers apart, but goddess, I ripped them in half. And it felt good.
There's nothing shameful about feeling an adrenaline rush during battle.
I might have killed more than Naira and those husks did. She wanted them alive, to turn them, and I...
And you survived.
Commander Shepard to refer to a theoretical enemy.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please. Now arriving at docking. One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
We tried to run, again, but we were blocked. And the farm girl? Her leg was broken, bleeding bad. I knocked down a wall in a barn with a big warp field. I was so proud of that. And we hid.
They must have searched for you.
I'm an Asari Huntress. No damn husk is gonna find me unless I let it.
But the farm girl who was with you?
Her leg was broken. She was whimpering, and in Naira, I saw her through a hole in the boards. She was coming closer with those dead black eyes. And Hillary, the farm girl, she couldn't stop crying. They were gonna hear.
What did you do?
What do you think?
Commander Shepard to refer to a theoretical enemy.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please. Now arriving at docking bay D-24. One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
In addition to your medical discharge, the government wants to give you a medal. The intel you provided when that shuttle finally found you, you saved a lot of lives.
And I killed those farmers.
They were indoctrinated. You had to defend yourself. And as for Hillary...
No, you idiot. When I took a shower and left my gun in the bedroom, I killed them. Naira. At least she can blame the Reapers. But I'm just... me. The color of my eyes. Did they turn back after? Could I get that gun now?
I'll see what I can do.
Commander Shepard to refer to a theoretical enemy.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. 1 moment, please. Now arriving at docking bay D24. 1 moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
Okay, so she's gone, and that's it. So basically, that's the story of how she killed that girl to stop her position from being discovered, and she's now being all traumatized about it, which is very understandable. That's a horrible thing that has happened, and that she has done to survive, and she wants a gun, which is, you know, not that great of an idea. She's clearly mentally unstable. She shouldn't have a gun, and I'm glad that they realized that she shouldn't. But what is interesting to me, and what I never really considered, is will she be tried for that? Because technically speaking, that's still murder, right? There might be, alleviating circumstances in which she might say, "Oh, I killed her, but only because I had to avoid my position being discovered, and if it was discovered, they would have killed us both." But that's still murder. You cannot... The other girl was a civilian, and she was a soldier, and she killed her to advance, like, her war goals or whatever. Or specifically at this point, she wasn't even part of a unit. It was her individual survival. I'm pretty sure there are no exceptions like that. It wouldn't... No, it doesn't even fall under, like, a state of higher necessity or something like that. Because if there were, like, many people in danger or whatever, then at least she could claim... I would still disagree on principle, because I disagree with utilitarianism as an approach to morality, but she could claim, "Oh, I killed one person to save like 10 people or 20 people or whatever." But she killed one person to save one person, which is herself, and the person that she killed was a civilian, whereas she was a soldier. So if anyone was like mentally equipped to face dying, it was the Asari rather than the human. And also, the Asari, she was sort of contractually obligated to face dying, because when you enter military service on the front lines, you have to contend with the at least theoretical possibility that you're going to get killed. Whereas if you're just a random farm person on some remote colony, it's not really something, dying in violent conflict. It's not really something that enters most people's minds. So that's an interesting and sad story. Now, having heard that, let me carry on to
Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
to the Citadel Embassies.
Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
Welcome to Citadel Embassies, Human Embassy, 31st floor. Well, let's start by talking to Avina, learning a little bit more about the area.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Citadel Embassies. The current human ambassador is Dominic Osoba. Commander Bailey is the CSEC officer on duty. You will find him in the Citadel Security District Office.
Now, interestingly, Osoba means person in Polish, but I'm pretty sure that person in-game is not supposed to be Polish. That isn't, that isn't a typical surname. It's just literally a noun. So it's just a weird coincidence.
What else is in the area?
This area is reserved for human embassy personnel and attending CSEC security. The human embassy prides itself on offering swift assistance to any who fall under its auspices.
Where's the Spectre Requisitions office?
The Spectre Requisitions District Office is down the hallway to your left. Note that requisition forms are available only to agents whose biometrics are verified and on file.
That's it. Thanks.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
The Council called the invaders
Human embassy.
Reapers, the same term once used by a disgraced commander.
Do you have a
Please tell the Primacy that the Vol Protectorate wishes to assist with the Alliance project. We had a Prothean obelisk that might have helped. Sadly, it was lost in the Shrike Abyssal. Nevertheless, we are committed to helping both the Turian Empire and the Human Alliance.
do you have a career waiting in internal affairs? Asks CSEC.
Force that attacked Batarian space. Incursions by enemy forces are being reported in Turian colonies. Fighting is said to have reached Palaven.
Colony life. Join the fight, Alliance.
Hello, dear. Perhaps you can help me. I'm looking for my son.
But we spoke about this already. I told you about his mission and...
Nonsense. I just filled out the paperwork. He's very punctual when he's on the field. He checks in every week. Only, he hasn't checked in for a while now. A month. Anyway, I'd like to file an expedited contact request.
Yes, of course, ma'am. But the notes on his file state he's not under a contact ban.
Oh, you already looked. How kind of you. I'm just so worried. It's not like him to go quiet for so long.
As soon as I get news, ma'am, I'll let you know as soon as I get news.
You're such a nice young woman. You know, you remind me of my daughter-in-law.
Is there a way to expedite this conversation? I'm not that interested in this one. It's nowhere near as interesting as the last one. So I'm not going to resort to the same shenanigans.
There is no anti-humanity conspiracy here, Ms. Al-Jalani. The Council's simply not granting interviews at this time.
My viewers are going to know that CSEC and the Council are denying them access.
Listen, lady, you think I like playing gatekeeper between the paparazzi and the politicians? I don't have time to babysit them, and I'm not here to hold your hand.
Well, I'm camping out until I'm granted an audience.
Fine. I hope you brought a sleeping bag.
Commander Shepard? Commander Humanity has questions.
Damn press.
See, you're keeping the peace.
Yeah, I feel like a glorified doorman.
Most people would see it as a move up.
Wedged in here with all the stuffed shirts? I'd rather be back down in the streets. I appreciate the higher pay grade, but I'm not a political creature.
If you didn't want to be upped, why'd you accept?
You don't say no to Counselor Udina. Well, maybe you would, but I gotta live here. I know, squeaky wheel gets the oil, but I didn't lobby for promotion like some other officers. I'm not even sure why he picked me. I never know with politicians. I hate political BS.
Don't lose your edge. You might need it.
I wouldn't mind an excuse to get my fingers dirty. It's killing me about Earth.
You and me both.
I haven't been back in years. Now I may never. If this ain't the end of days, it's pretty damn close. I'm up to my neck in trouble, but if there's anything you need, I'll do my damnedest to help.
It was Udina who made you a commander, huh?
Yeah, he's become an even bigger shot around here. Got a lot of ambition. He suspected Executor Palin was conspiring against the Council and had me investigate.
Find anything incriminating?
Yeah, enough to arrest him. And when Palin resisted, I was forced to kill him. Udina rewarded me with the promotion. And near as I can tell, being a commander just means I'm putting out different fires.
You got loved ones out there?
Somewhere. Ex-wife I lost track of, and a son and daughter. They're still on Earth.
I'm sorry, Bailey.
Yeah, I'm just like everyone else. I'm losing myself and things I can control. And at the moment, that means creating the illusion of security here.
Thought things were relatively quiet here.
Well, compared to where you're coming from, sure. But the war's being felt everywhere. Millions across the galaxy have been displaced, and most of them come here.
Must have you doing somersaults.
Yeah, already allocated the bulk of my men to customs, but we're still overtaxed, cataloging and processing them all.
Anything important going on around here?
You kidding? With the Reapers running roughshod through the galaxy, it seemed like the Council is in constant session. We got more ambassadors and dignitaries here than ever before pleading their cases. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
Is the Citadel gearing up for war?
There's a false sense of security here. Even people from worlds that have gone down act like they're safe. Well, I guess it's not just human nature. We all lie to ourselves to deal with horror.
It'll probably get worse before it gets better, Bailey.
Yeah, if it ever gets better.
Okay, I'll go and try looking for that journalist. She was actually both in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. She interviewed me. And there she is.
Commander Shepard. Commander, the people of the Alliance have questions.
Recent intels.
Commander Shepard, Khaleesa bint seen in Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we can expect from the Alliance?
I came to get help for Earth. For everyone.
What about all the people suffering while you play politics with the Council? What about them? How can you stand here while our families die? What are you going to do?
Khaleesa, we're doing everything we can.
Before they cut the feeds, there were so many dead.
I'm gonna stop the Reapers or die trying. But I need your help. Keep asking the hard questions. Don't let the Council forget about Earth.
I will. Thank you, Commander. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'm glad you're on our side.
Early reports indicate that Earth has
Now, funnily enough, if you punch her, because you get an opportunity to punch her in all the 3 games, and if you did it twice already in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, and try doing that here, she actually dodges the first punch, because she expects it from you at this point, and then you like headbutt her or something. But to be honest, I've always seen that, you know, first of all, that's illegal, right? Well, it would have been illegal if you were not a Spectre, but even disregarding that, that's a sign of weakness. That's, you know, how insecure and asshole-ish of a person you have to be to, when you get asked, you know, difficult or uncomfortable, or maybe even if you get, you know, even if you get misrepresented by the press, punching people, it's like, you know, once you resign yourself to that level, you are basically not only an asshole, but also like a brute, right? At this point, you're actually validating her. If you punch her, you prove that you were not really a person, you know, worthy of respect or listening to. That's the Spectre Requisition Office.
Spectre status recognized.
In an apparent bid for self-preservation, the entire Ralloy delegation has left the Citadel. In parting, Representative Arika said, "We have no wish to battle those who have yet to wrong us, nor have we the capability. The Ralloy plan to destroy all artificial satellites and observation equipment they currently have in
Now, this was actually pretty interesting. I'm not sure how well heard is that going to be. Well heard? No. How audible is that going to be on YouTube, but that was a news story about a species called the Raloi, who were only discovered by the broader galactic community last year, and now they are destroying all of their satellites and all of their spacecraft and retreating onto their planet, trying to pretend that they are not a spacefaring species in the hopes that the Reapers are going to spare them, which is, to be honest, a pretty reasonable tactic for a species that has just discovered spaceflight last year, literally, because the Reapers do not actually wipe out all life in the galaxy at a given cycle. They only wipe out advanced life, by which they gauge it by the capacity to use the Mass Effect technology. So, for example, most of the species, most of the species, currently residing in the galaxy, were already a thing back when the Protheans fought the Reapers, but they were just primitive. They were beneath the Reapers' notice at the time. Spectre requisitions. I can buy special items here, and I definitely want this sniper rifle, but I can't afford it for now. Welcome to the Spectre Information Processing Center. This terminal offers secure information access and support authorization of covert operations and requisitions. It is restricted to operatives currently on active duty with the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Any operation requiring payment can be executed at a terminal nearby, which supports secure and untraceable financial transactions. Quarian Fleet Intel. Quarian Pilgrim, Genvolan Varnima, on the Citadel received a large credit transfer from the fleet. Genvolan purchased tech, including high-end weapon mounts and kinetic barrier emitters, from several ship service centers. On Ilium, another Quarian pilgrim, unidentified, was observed searching for a ship traveling close to the Perseus Veil. The pilgrim was last heard saying that his pilgrimage was recalled. Data suggests that the Quarian fleet is withdrawing its pilgrims and upgrading their ships for combat near the Perseus Veil. This could be a reaction to the Reaper invasion, but no formal offer or request for assistance has come. Intel suggests that the Quarians may instead be preparing for a conflict with the Geth. Now, this was obviously set up in Mass Effect 2, but I must say, it really doesn't endear me to the Quarians, because they are insane. I personally happen to think that in their conflicts with the Geth, they were and are persistently in the wrong from the very start. But even if you disagree with that, even if you think they should be taking back their homeworld by force, this is literally the worst moment to do that. We are in the middle of an invasion that threatens to destroy all life in the freaking galaxy, and they are starting another war on top of that? Like, how stupid do you have to be to do that? Asari Huntress weapon permit. Huntress II Antigone is a patient at the Huerta Memorial Hospital. She is currently on stress leave due to a mission on the human colony of Tiptree, where she was forced to kill a human civilian to prevent both of them from being discovered by the Reaper forces. Tigoni has repeatedly requested a permit to carry weapons on the Citadel. The request has been denied because of Tigoni's paranoia and the possibility of self-harm. A Spectre authority can override these security measures and grant Tigoni the right to a firearm. Well, obviously I'm not going to do it. I think you have to be pretty stupid or pretty callous to give her a gun, because she's obviously not mentally stable, and in fact, if you would offer her a gun, she would literally kill herself. Like, that's literally what happens if you agree to let her have a gun. So I'm not going to do that. Enter the shooting range. That's a bit pointless. It's just for testing different weapons. Is there anything worthwhile here? Like, you can test the different weapons on shields and armor and all that. Okay, a weapon bench. Okay, I don't think there's anything else here. So, let's finally go and talk to Udina. Earth Counselor, Donald Udina.
Commander, Counselor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me, the council is already in session.
We've got our own problems, Counselor. Earth is not in this alone.
But Earth was the first Council world hit. By all reports, it faces the brunt of the attack.
By your reports.
The reports are accurate. Earth was attacked. By the Reapers. And it's just the beginning. We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Each of us faces a similar situation. Even now, the Reapers are pressing on our borders. If we lend you our strength to help Earth, our own worlds will fall.
We must fight this enemy together.
And so we should just follow you to Earth?
Even if we were to unite our fleets, do you really believe we could defeat the Reapers?
I don't expect you to follow me without a plan.
Counselors, we have that plan. A blueprint, created by the Protheans during their war with the Reapers.
A blueprint for what?
We're still piecing it together. But it appears to be a weapon of some sort.
Capable of destroying the Reapers?
So it would seem.
The scales. It would be a colossal undertaking.
No. I forwarded the plans to Admiral Hackett. The remnants of the human fleet are already gathering resources to begin construction.
Our initial calculations suggest it is very feasible to build.
If we work together.
Have you considered that the Reapers destroyed the Protheans? What good did this weapon do?
It was incomplete. There was a missing component, here. Something referred to only as the catalyst. But they ran out of time before they could finish building it.
Do you really believe this can stop the Reapers?
Well, I'm not sure, but to be honest, at this point, it has been established that it's literally impossible to win against the Reapers using conventional warfare, right? Because even back in Mass Effect 1, to destroy just one Reaper, you needed multiple fleets. So we could destroy a number of them, and it is going to happen throughout the game, but it's clear that we can't destroy them just by shooting at them enough times, so, it's better than nothing.
Liara believes it can work, and so do I. And while I haven't always agreed with Udina, he's right about this. We need to stand together, now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The cruel and unfortunate truth is that while the Reapers focus on Earth, we can prepare and regroup.
We are convening a summit amongst our species. If we can manage to secure our own borders, we may once again consider aiding.
I'm sorry, Commander. That is the best we can do.
Shepard, meet me in my office.
I hope that's an offer of support. I'll be digging up what I can on this Prothean device, Shepard.
They're a bunch of self-concerned jackasses, Shepard. We may have a spot in the Council, but humanity will always be considered second-rate.
How can they be so blind?
They're scared, and they're looking out for themselves.
Our people are scared, and we are looking out for them the best we know how.
Counselor?
Commander, I can't give you what you need, but I can tell you how to get it.
I'm listening.
Primarch Fedorian called the War Summit, but we lost contact with him when the Reapers hit Palaven. Those meetings won't proceed without him. The Normandy is one of the few ships that can extract Primarch Fedorian undetected.
Now, I feel like at this point I'm very much entitled to some gloating of the I told you so variety, but on the other hand, it's a bit pointless, isn't it? At this exact moment in time, to rub it in their faces how wrong they were, because, you know, we need to act and not bicker.
So far, you've only explained how I can help you.
It might seem that way, but the leaders of this summit will be the ones deciding our future, the fate of our fleets, where they fight, and with whom. A grateful Primarch would be a tremendous ally in your bid to unite us.
We're at war, and you want me to play politician?
If it gets you what you need, what does it matter? Our latest intelligence says that the Primarch was moved to a base on Palaven's largest moon. I've done all I can to help. The rest is up to you. There is one other thing. The Council wanted me to tell you. We've chosen to uphold your Spectre status. And various resources will be made available to you. Good day.
Well, that went well.
It's a start. I'll talk to the others in the meantime. See if we can support this summit. Move things along.
Thanks.
The Council. You saved their lives. And for what? Apologies that boil down to maybe later. If we don't figure out something, maybe later will be an epitaph on a mass grave of 11 billion.
I know what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Humanity has created some goodwill in the galaxy. Now we cash in our chips. I will get what funding I can, what materials I can, and spread the message. Help the humans, help yourselves. I'll institute a draft in our colonies and order all civilian ships armed. Work on the Prothean device will be around the clock.
Any news from Earth?
There is constant news. All of it bad. The Reapers are destroying satellites in the old nuclear missile silos, along with everything else that could help. We have a handful of quantum entanglers spread out over the continents. All other communication is cut.
What's your read on the counselors? Any angles I could pursue?
Tavos is a diplomat and compromiser, but she's wrapped up in defending Asari space like a mother panther. Valorn is out of his depth. The Solarians like their wars won before they start. They're frightened now. Use that. In Sparatus, I'd take what he offers. It's strange days when the Turians are the least hostile to humans, and there's a need there.
You're a Citadel counselor. Don't you have options when the others block you like this?
With Parliament destroyed and Shastri gone, I have more power than any human in history. But today, you saw how little that is. Rest assured, I will not be counted out long. I know I can move mountains. Do not lose sight of that, because the task before us is moving planets.
Anderson would be proud, so long as you deliver. You think you can do that?
You need a carrot or a stick to drive a mule, and humanity has neither right now. Our armada is tied down fighting or fleeing, and with Earth's comm buoys gone, our economy is reduced to an IOU. But leave that part to me. I will lean on our colonies for all they're worth, and I can broker enough trade to repair and resupply Hackett's fleet.
Did you know a lot of people on Earth?
Many. It's monstrous to think of them being snuffed out, of course, but the part that gets me is Arcturus. I must have known most of the Alliance Parliament on a first-name basis. I required a second VI just to track all their birthdays and anniversaries. Rose Garden stuff, but to have it all gone.
I should go.
I'll be here.
Now, it's pretty interesting to me that Udina has an Asari secretary. He never struck me as a guy who really likes other species that much, but obviously that might be a play on the fact that a lot of powerful people like having their secretaries or assistants be sexy, right? And Asari are like defaultly sexy to everyone, which is kind of discussed in Mass Effect 2 at a certain point. You know, how do they do that? Okay, I think I'm ready to leave. Go back to the Normandy.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
So, you're just silent behind enemy lines until the war is over?
No, they've got us on rotation. We're mostly in fortified holding zones until strike teams clear an area. Then we come in and set up medical bunkers and supply depots. And then the main fleet comes in to occupy.
I'm not wearing commando leather, honey. What does that mean?
We'll be perfectly safe. They don't put engineers on the front lines.
But you won't be able to talk to us.
Liara, can I help you?
I've been forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
I didn't get what you'd call a good night's rest.
There's more to it than that, isn't there? What's really bothering you?
When the Reapers hit, I could hear people screaming in the streets below me. We left a lot of them behind.
There's no way for you to save them all. But I know you're doing everything you can, and you'll get back there in time to help.
I hope you're right.
Don't blame yourself, Commander.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
Commander Shepard, I'm Comm Specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
Slow down, Specialist Trainer. You're doing fine.
Thank you. I worked in a lab. I never thought I'd be serving on a ship.
Why don't you tell me about the retrofits?
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line, quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Yes, I heard he chose to stay and fight. In any event, I'm honored to serve under you, Commander. For as long as you need me, that is. They only sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Trainer has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, Edie.
Oh, wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
Edie's an AI, fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how... attractive your voice was. Anyway, shall I give you a tour? I think you'll be impressed by the new upgrades. In the CIC, you'll find the galaxy map where you can set the Normandy's destination. You can also check your messages at your private terminal. The War Room houses a strategic command center for mission-specific intel and war analysis. The shuttle bay contains an armory where you can modify your equipment between missions. Finally, Liara has set up a lot of hardware down in the old XO office on Deck 3. I think she's claimed that room. And there you are. Still the same ship as before, it just flies Alliance colors now. Speaking of which, I believe Admiral Hackett would like to speak to you at the VidCom.
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
I wouldn't say they are necessarily useless. That's a bit of a harsh, that's a bit of an overstatement. And to be honest, actually, when you look at it from a detached perspective, aren't we just looking out for ourselves as well? Like, isn't it a proportionate kind of reaction with no difference? Because we would have them drop everything and come to the help of Earth, but to be honest, why would they? Like, the war is happening, on hundreds of fronts or thousands or whatever at the same time. They have. I would actually posit that each species has a greater obligation towards their own members first, rather than anyone else. Like, I don't bear that big of a grudge to the Council. I do bear kind of a grudge for them ignoring me for so long, because more could have been done and should have been done about, the Reaper threat. But then again, Shepard himself wasn't doing himself any favors by stubbornly refusing to provide, credible evidence. Like, he could have photographed, not photographed, that's a bit vintage, but he could have filmed a lot of stuff that he witnessed. Instead, he just went around talking about visions and stuff. That isn't the most convincing evidence to a politician, and I can understand that.
We did present them with a lot of unknowns. They're feeling threatened and want immediate solutions, not theories.
Theories are all we've got right now. What's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
That's good, I like it.
This is where we start laying the groundwork for our counterattack.
Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot to back it up right now.
Then build alliances. Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get. We need to keep hitting the Reapers across every theater of war they open. Buy us time to figure out the device.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device, when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
What about Earth, sir?
We'll just have to hope Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces can hold out until we've dealt with the enemy.
I understand.
Good. Then make it happen, Commander. I'll be expecting regular updates on your progress. Hack it out.
Now, something I have never really considered before is the fact that EDI is technically speaking illegal, right? AIs are illegal, but first of all, you know, at this point in time, I imagine the Alliance has better stuff to do than trying to prosecute that. And second, actually, if an AI wanted to pretend to be a VI, I'm not quite sure how you would be even able to call its bluff. Like, you know, if it purposefully limited itself to just mimic a VI, I'm not quite sure how could you prove that it's not. And from the dialogue, it seems that's exactly what she's been doing. So maybe it does make sense. Now, this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.